out of all of the mentors, I'd say that she's the one that I get the most joy of hanging out with and just learning from her genius, because there's something about her, which is interesting, by the way, with Forbes. Forbes is one of those lover or hater women, you know, because she's so clear on what she does and who she's about. Some people can't handle that. And the interesting thing is, you either love her, you hate her, but everybody respects her because she's done an amazing thing in her world. So she's here to share with you her best insights on what it takes to create an amazing and outstanding pitch. Would you please help me welcome to the stage my personal friend, our first mentor of the day, the $2 billion host, Miss Forbes Riley.
I got the eye of the tiger, fire, dancing through the fire. I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder.
Nice and yummy. How's everybody doing? Okay, so the cup of coffee just showed up, just so you know. Wow. By the way, who hates me? You hate me because I push you, because I inspire you, because I prod you, but you know I always do it with love. That's where I come from. I am kind of hard on people sometimes, but they usually smile, love it, and come back for more. So first I would like to say thank you. Thank you for showing up. You know, it's always a challenge taking a leap of faith and saying, hey, I'm going to show up for something new maybe I've never heard of. Somebody told me about it. Somebody said, I should do this. I see 3 or 4 empty seats here. You know what that represents to me? People who didn't show up. People who aren't ready to take that leap to the next stage of their career, their life. And I feel a little sad for them. But I feel more happy and more proud of all of you. So give yourselves a big round of applause. If I look a little tired, or if you see me this morning, if you were up at 6 a.m., I was on live TV this morning. I've already done my pitching. We did very well. I launched a new skincare line. 2 o'clock, I'm going back there. But truthfully, there is no more, God, that's really bright. There is no more place that I would rather be than standing in front of people who are ready, open, want to learn, want to move forward, and say, hey, I've got something special. I love entrepreneurs. I really do. I didn't know I was one. People who have a dream, who dare. How many people have ever been told no here? You can't do it. Right? Yeah. By the way, tell me no, and that's when I'm going to go full force. Because the people who say no are the ones who are not moving forward, who come from fear, who come from a small place. They play a small game. Your life is so much better, and I'm so much more excited for us, even as a whole community, when we step forward into our light and become who we're supposed to be. How does that sound? Yeah, doesn't it sound like you're ready to do that? Well, KPI is the most amazing organization. I started 9 months. We launched it here in Tampa. And I've had a chance to witness firsthand. I'd read about it, I've watched the videos, but to experience what Daniel Priestley has put together, what is embodied in the book that I'm holding, to listen to Topher, the commitment to individuals, to people. There's some of our graduates in the audience here. And to see their growth, I'm on a whole new plane about how excited I am about this organization, about the concept, about the very notion of becoming a key person of influence. I didn't realize that was, in fact, the secret to moving forward. It's not about being the smartest, or the richest, or the best looking. Yeah, you go. But, to my little needy. But the 5 elements that he lays out, when he explained that to me, when I got it, and I keep getting it, and I just reread this again. This is an amazing book. You get it included just for showing up today. But I'm going to start by reading 3 things. Somebody you all know and love said, I have a dream that someday the nation will live up to its creed that all men are created equal. Why didn't he say women? I wish he had. We choose to go to the moon by the end of the decade, not because it's easy, but because it's hard. JFK. The first one you knew was Martin Luther King. And you must be the change that you want to see in the world, Gandhi. You know what those are? To my ears, those are the perfect pitch. Those words got spoken, they're well-crafted, and what did they do? They inspired people, they motivated people to take action because their pitch was so succinct, so powerful. So very often I'll meet somebody, I'll say, hey, what do you do? They're like, well, you know, I've been doing this, and I really want to be doing this, and I think, stop, whoa. I only have like a 30-second time window here. Excite me, ignite me, I can turn you on to people. My Rolodex is huge. I connect people all the time. You give me the energy, and not just me, actually the whole room of people here. You get the opportunity to meet Kevin Harrington in person, or talk to Topher or Daniel in person. You pitch them In 2 minutes, we all know what a great idea looks like, and we have these crazy connections, and we'd love to see that happen. But very often, it falls apart because you have no idea how to pitch. I call this let's see if this works. There you go. I call this the magic of the pitch. Why? Well, I was a very homely little girl with a broken nose and frizzy hair and braces, and I could talk like this for a long time, and I was kind of chubby. I was very shy, very withdrawn. Yeah, me. And my dad was an amateur magician. And I used to love doing tricks because I could hide behind that. And somebody would always say, wow, that's amazing. And I love to do that for people. And I love the concept of, does it stay up there or am I just keep touching this? Stop touching. What do I love about the magician and how did that inform me in my career to $2 billion of sales? When I kind of put it together, what do I love about the magician and the magic? Well, the first thing is, they practice, there's a mythology and a structure. You just don't get up and say, hi, this is my business, here's what the pitch, if you can create it, is actually this living thing. You get to practice it all the time, and you should be. Because, as they like to say, you get what you pitch for, and you're always pitching. Now, I think I must have come out pitching. I really do think that my mom gave birth to me, and I was wearing like a little pitcher hat and and going, Mom, hi, let's talk about diapers and pins and baby food. How can we make money off of this? I didn't actually come out that way. And pitch, but I do think that I might have been born to pitch. P.T. Barnum was born to pitch. But the rest of those great entrepreneurs, they learned it. This is a muscle that you exercise. It's a technique that you need to get. And if you do not get it, here's what I will guarantee you. You will never get all the things that you dream for and hope for. If you don't nail your pitch. And your pitch needs to be short or long, depending on how much time you've got to meet somebody. But it changes everything. Topher mentioned my fitness product. I once pitched it in an elevator at an Oprah Winfrey convention. The elevator had 2 floors, and I sold my product. Ha-ha, that's a perfect elevator pitch, okay? When you are a magician, and you get that moment, that person's attention, what do? You create excitement. A little bit of mystery. You don't try to explain everything all at once. You create interest. But the most important thing about magic and pitching to me is that you begin with the end in mind. Now think about that for a second. If a magician got on stage, ready to cut a girl in half, and he didn't know how the trick was going to end, he'd have to write a really bad note to her parents. Oops, sorry, it didn't quite work. But also think about that for a second, too. That magic trick of cutting somebody in half, right? Take a girl, you stick her in a box, you take one half, you put it over here, her feet are wiggling, you take the other half over here, her hands are wiggling, you go, wow, that's absolutely unbelievable. Then he puts them together, opens the box, she gets out, and we give him a big round of applause as though we have, I'm sorry, what did we just applaud? How ironic. She never got really cut in half. In case you don't know, I'm going to spoil the trick. One girl was over here, and one girl was over there, and they put her back together. But we love that journey, that pitch. That's the most bizarre pitch I've ever seen that we all kind of buy into each time, right? So I don't really concern myself with how obscene your business is, how specific your fruit label peeling thing might be. If you can pitch it and create the excitement, the momentum, the interest, there's your business. The other thing, too, is I love great pitches. I absolutely get so excited when people pitch me products all day long. I take people to home shopping. I get them on infomercials. It's all about the pitch. Can we craft it? Can we get it going? A bad pitch, I actually had one on the phone not long ago. They were pitching on the phone and going on and on and on and on, and I put it on speaker and went to the bathroom and came back, and they were still talking. How sad. When you go to create your business, your dream, your brand, even who you are as a person, I talk about the end in mind. This is my all-time favorite story about that. Guy goes into a forest, and he sees these arrows in the center of bullseyes. Everywhere, like he sees one over there, and there's like literally hundreds of them. And this guy's thinking to himself, wow, I've got to find this marksman. He's the world's greatest marksman. Literally dead center each time. Finally, he walks over, there's the guy with a whole bunch of arrows. He says, is that you? I will pay you anything for this secret. By the way, I'm going to give this to you for free. He said, well, I'm happy to share it with you. It is so simple. He said, well, so please tell me. You shoot the arrow first, and then you draw the bullseye. Apply that to everything that you do. Apply that to the end. I have people who come to me with these crazy, wonderful businesses that they've dreamed up that they want. I said, wouldn't it be a lot easier to fill a need that somebody already has? Think about that. So what industry, what do you fill as opposed to, I'm going to go create an entire new industry? Kind of get that? I want that kind of ruminating in your head. I'd like you to leave with that going, how do I fulfill a need that's already out there? It's a lot easier. All right, so people say, so Forbes, this will play, right, guys? If I hit another button? There's like a little video there. Let me just try it. No, it doesn't. I'll go back to that one, and let's hope that that plays, because it's a very cool story, and I'm going to share some insight. If we can get that to play. And, oh, well, I'll ask our technical team. Oh.
We have somebody who wants to talk to me.
She's the face that launched 1,000 products. TV pitch woman, Forbes Riley.
My whole goal is to inspire people to live a better life. And I get to do that through products.
Forbes knows a good idea when she sees one.
I think my genius, if I can say genius, is marketing, is looking at what people want to buy.
Forbes Riley has made upwards of $2 billion selling other people's products.
The former Miss Teenage New York struggled with her weight for years. But Forbes' greatest success came when she found an undiscovered product that hit close to home.
This is an award-winning German design. And it was built as a 5-minute workout over in England.
When Forbes Riley found the spin gym, it was being sold by someone else. It wasn't doing particularly well.
Still, Forbes believed in the tiny exercise gadget and was convinced she could sell it.
We had to mortgage our house, our kids' education. I put everything on the line to be able to order my first round of spin gyms. And bless my husband for looking at me saying, I believe in you.
Forbes did what she does best. She pitched her product at her local grocery store and hair salon. She even hawked the spin gym out of the back of her car.
So what you have here is an example of somebody who could sell ice to Eskimos. I mean, this woman can sell.
Don't you love this?
Then in 2006, Forbes struck gold with the Home Shopping Network.
They put a very small order in, just 5,000 units. January 4th, we launched. In 34 minutes, I sold out 5,500 units. It flew out the door. Bam, I'll tell you what.
Since then, Riley has sold as many as 12,000 spin gyms in a single day. Her record, $165,000 in sales in just 30 minutes on the air.
My ladies, if you don't like the back.
Okay, a little glitch. We'll keep going.
While sales continue to soar, Forbes spends wisely.
I have a house in Florida. I've got 2 homes in California. One of them's on the water.
Okay, enough about me. You can give me that a big round of applause. Let me share something with you about that, because I don't have a whole lot of time today. What's unique about that story that you just saw, one, it's almost all true. Yeah, well, I'll give you a little insight. Here's the crazy thing, and write this down if you would. Build the illusion to achieve the dream. I'm assuming that most of you are successful, or you wouldn't be here. KPI is about people who oh, you cannot hear me? Am I loud and on? Should I rub my chest? He can't hear me.
Repeat what to say.
Okay. Well, that's what it was. Not that you can't hear me or want me to touch my chest, but build the illusion. I'm all about getting your attention. Build the illusion to achieve the dream. So many of us wait to be given something before we do something else. Oh, I can't do it because. If you've ever said that statement, this is your sentence to put on your mirror. Build the illusion to achieve the dream. You've got the idea. You're like, all right, because I have this philosophy about dream it, believe it, achieve it. Steve Jobs believed in this thing that didn't exist. He dreamed it, literally formulated it, took action plan on it, and then took steps to achieve it, okay? The step in the middle is the KPI, having the product, the pitch, all of that, but then you achieve it. But you got to start somewhere. So when we did that, I had a little product in my hand that I had a great faith in, that I don't know that anyone else did. It's been around since the time of the Chinese. It's based on a Chinese toy. Most of you look at this go, that's a yo-yo, yay for you. Why would that be $1 million business? But I took a couple of interesting steps, one of which was just social media. I started to create this because I knew what it was going to be, and I had that vision for it, and I put it out there in the way that I did. E! Entertainment and Forbes magazine picked up on all of this, by the way, and invited me to do that TV special. That ran on national television. Now, please don't let this go a lot further than this room. No, and I'm not kidding about that. Because at the time, they profiled 3 major successful entrepreneurs. Skull Candy, how much do you think they're worth? $50 million? Maybe, being conservative? Silly Bands, at the height of its craze, $50 million. Spin Gym, $50,000. I don't even think I had that many sales. Okay? How big did I build the illusion that people started to buy into that illusion? Okay? Even on the show, and by the way, you can YouTube that. I'm giving you another little thing. They came to me and said, what kind of collection do you have? What kind of car collection, art collections? I have a shoe collection. They're like, we want to come down and videotape you at your home. And I'm like, okay, how do I explain to them that I still drive a Prius? Now, that's because that's in my heart, that's what I believe in, but they wanted to see the show. So when you see that, you'll see the 2-seater convertible Jag. Not mine, my neighbor's. Today, thanks to that crazy little thing, I can buy an entire Jag dealership, okay? That's the crazy thing. It actually did work. I want to talk about pitch for a second real quick. Somebody who's never tried a spin gym, but is a little athletic and feels like they could help me out. Come here for a second. You look very fit. Not that you need to be fit. Jump up on stage, because that's who you are. I'm all about that word jump. Okay. What is your name?
Robert.
Robert. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
So here's the crazy thing. This is a simple little crazy product, which helps to illuminate the idea that Topher said. It doesn't matter what the product is. Yes?
I'd like to tell you that as a little girl growing up in South America, we used to make that with buttons, bottle caps, cut out from the evaporated can.
Yes, and you know what? I'm gonna riff on that for a second. I didn't invent this. You don't have to be the inventor. That's even crazier. You have to be the marketer. You have to be the person to take it to the next level. And Kevin will tell you that is the genius. This has been around for 2,000 years and no one did anything with it because it looks silly. You know what I did? I created the pitch. Here's the entire pitch. Give me your thumbs. It's a good pitch, huh? Works for all kinds of things. No, all I want you to do is go 10, 9, 8, 7, come on, 6, 5. Now straighten your arms for me, if you would. And all my ladies, just kind of look at those pecs. Fire. Go, go, bam. Go, come on, 8, 7, go overhead, 5. Ooh, God, I love that. And maybe that's why I created it. What did you feel?
I could feel it.
Yeah, we could see it. How does that feel?
Great.
Yeah, bingo, you want to buy one? Let's give him a big round of applause. Here's what I don't do. I don't pitch you the concept that it's gyrotonic resistance, that it came from the rainforest. I don't pitch you anything. My pitch has gotten so solid, I find a guy who's really good looking, watch his muscles pop, and all ladies go, okay, I'll take one. You'll take one. I love that. I've got a couple here. How did my whole career start? It started with the pitch, and I didn't even realize it. I'm just an actress. Oh, there you go. Hang on a second. I'm still getting the hang of this one. Hang on a second. All right. So how did it start? It started with a pen. If you watch Wolf of Wall Street, they stole my idea. I've been doing this in this story for 20 years. It does start with a pen. Now, in the Wolf of Wall Street, which is pretty funny, guy takes a pen and says, all right, I want you to sell me this pen. He says, well, you have a pen? He said, no. I said, well, great, supply and demand. Not quite my story. My story was even better. I walk into a studio, and I'm an actress and a TV host at the time, hosting everything from the X Games to, I don't know, have you ever seen 24? Done a couple of those episodes. And there's a pen on a table. And the note says, sell me this pen to the camera. And I'm like, man, I don't like to sell. I don't like to be sold. I kind of hate how that feels. And I looked at the pen, and I picked it up, and I said, you know, funny thing about pens. When I was in college, my mom used to write me longhand notes. I kept all of them, like a stack like this. They always signed Love, Mommy in purple ink, and I thought, wow, a pen like this can reach out and touch your heart. I don't talk about the click, the ink. I don't talk about any of that. And in a longer presentation, I'll have you guys sell me a pen. Because when you can nail that and it becomes yours, Jake of Body by Jake walks out from the dark, puts his hand on my face and says, you're going to make me a lot of money. The network that I hosted for 5 years, selling him every health and wellness product, sold for $500 million. That was my first time I pitched. How crazy is that? So for me, the magic of that pitch, getting that nailed, here through KPI, you can truly learn how this works. We launched Spin Gym, and let's see if this plays. And if not, you know, I'm going to go right past it. But
great new concept. Now, riding a bike is always a great workout, but our next product works up a sweat, and it fits, believe it or not, in your purse. It's called the
I
Spin
have
Gym.
2 minutes
And
to
here to
make
tell
my
us more
very
about it is
first
Forbes
impression on
Riley.
national
She's
television.
the creator of the
I've
Spin
never
Gym.
been on TV with this
So,
product. I
Forbes,
don't know
come
if
on
it's going to
up
work.
and show us what
I've got the pitch in my head. We ended up with 38,000 hits from this
You
pitch.
can tell that Forbes and I go way back. She is Miss Energy.
I can tell. So I got a Spin Gym. I can put this in my back pocket,
You
right?
can take it anywhere with you. The idea is that you wait all the time, right? But no one has time to go to the gym. In fact, you wait in the doctor's office, don't you? You guys say go from the big office to the little office. I'll be right with you.
So what can I do with the Spin Gym?
All right, so put it in your hands like this.
Okay.
Simply pull it apart, and you want to keep it going. You don't want to let it
Keep it
sag.
going.
There you go, baby. Now,
Be willing to
Play the
change.
accordion.
Be willing to
Now,
shift.
listen,
Be
when
open
you
to what the
go-
person's saying.
what you're noticing is that you can do it everywhere. Now, straighten your arms completely, and what
Know
are
who
you
your
working,
audience
Travis?
is. My
I'm
audience
working my
is women.
deltoids, which is my
It's a daytime
shoulder
audience.
muscle.
Okay, now put it here, and what are you working here? How about where all the ladies have all that flab underneath
What do we
their
hate
arms?
most? The back of our arms. Right, ladies?
Okay, these are 50-year-old arms. I'm turning 50, guys.
Wow, I don't believe she's that old. Those are great looking arms.
All right, so what are some other good exercises? Because that's good for your
Now, there's one more
triceps.
thing. I'm
You
going
can
to,
also
wait, I
do
want to get to the
abs. Let's see
abs.
abs.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Forbes,
Now,
can
you
you get these guys on the floor right now?
Let's go.
Shoot, just go for it.
Right here. So now you're spin gymming. Now it's up to 20
clock
pounds
is
of
ticking. I
resistance
only have 2
every
minutes
single
total.
time you pull. Now,
So how are we going to do these little sit-ups?
all right, come on. Okay, so now lean back. Everybody lean back and spin. Pick up one leg and pull.
We be spinning.
Now pull up both your legs and do this.
Look what I got them to do. They're on the floor. The chick is there in a short skirt with her legs
So is this
open.
something
Seriously.
anyone can use
Now,
any time of the day?
know what?
How much does this cost?
This is $29.99, and by the way, it comes with all the DVDs so that you can see. We also do cardio with this. How about your in and out
But
of
I heard
thighs?
that you actually have something for our audience.
You guys, you get one.
that's even a better pitch. Give something for free. Look at them. They're on their feet. They jump up. One man. Really? Seriously? Okay. That pitch, by the way, I am now called the $2 billion girl because of all the 124 infomercials. You're going to see me pitch live at 2 p.m., 7 p.m. tonight. I know we're going to be partying at Bascom's. I'll be live. I'll get there as soon as I can. The art of the pitch. So I ask you, what are you doing here? Now, the reason I put that up there, that just came out. Now, funny thing, my career ended in kind of a crazy way in Los Angeles. I began to lead in a TV show. At the 11th hour, they replaced me with Bo Derek. Whatever. And I finally... You know what? Half our audience, if I said the movie 10, would go, huh? Apparently, yeah. Those of us who know, give me a big round of applause for getting this age. Yes? I am turning 54 and damn proud of it. Thank you very much. So I gave up my acting career, and this agent said, you know what? You should brand yourself. And I'm like, brand yourself? What does that mean? Brand yourself. And I'm walking around a circle in my apartment going, brand yourself. I don't know, really. I came out, moved out to Florida, said I'm going to be on HSN. And finally, it dawned on me I should look backwards and see all the things that I've done. Let's create something from there. And I started to add up the money that was generated from my infomercials, my 20 years on home shopping, blah, 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 came up to $2 billion? That was 8 years ago. I came up with that quote, that brand, that pitch. This summer, that magazine with Sharon Stone hit the newsstands, and the headline, is, will that play for me? I'm so good with technology. There it is. Well, anyway, the headline is the $2 billion baby. That's the perfect pitch for me. It excites you. You get confused. What, $2 billion? That's a lot of money. How did you earn that? How do you get that? So I ask you, what are you doing here? What is your personal goal? And what are you driven by? And one of the things in my hour, by the way, I get to teach a whole day. It was a spectacular day. I never taught a day of pitching. Between my enthusiasm and background, mixed with Daniel's structure, it was spectacular. To watch people who weren't sure how to pitch get up there and just completely, through the course of one day, now they're 9 months into it, their pitches will rock your world. You meet a KPI or they put their hand out, and 30 seconds later, you got it. Okay? I love that. You know, Daniel has the 6 Ps. I'm actually going to skip over this because I know I'm running out of time. Do not let fear hold you back. Fear is simply false evidence appearing real. Jump into that. That whole leap and the net will appear is how I live my life. The definition of success. How do you choose? How do you decide what successful is? You know, I first thought about this. I was in Los Angeles as a kind of a starving actress. I used to drive up in my little whatever car. I think it was a Toyota Corolla at the time. You drive up and there's all these Mercedes and Rolls Royces, and I'd walk in a party feeling less than. And believe me, the valet made me feel less than. And the girl at the front desk would go, less than. And so I felt less than. When you walk into the room and you're feeling less than, your level of confidence goes out your toes. I woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm going to redefine my own way of success. I've got a girlfriend who's going to spend the entire rest of her life in a wheelchair. She'll never walk. Watch this. I love that. I can walk. I can walk in high heel shoes. I am damn successful. In her eyes, just to do that is spectacular. You're breathing without a respirator. You're successful. And that sounds crazy, but every morning I wake up and I'm like, oh man, this is success. Embody that, live for today, and go, wow, I am wildly successful. I walk into parties now and I do that little thing. I'm like, I am walking for Christine. I am breathing for my mom who had lung issue. I'm like, this is so cool. I don't care how much money I have in the bank or what movie I've been in or what car I'm driving. Do you get that? How successful are you? You guys are all damn successful. You showed up here. You're all, thank you. Go ahead, go for it. You're all willing to take that next step. Your success is already here. All we're going to do is take you to that next level. Got it? I love that knowing that changes everything for me. So that is basically the true meaning of success. However, there's that little thing when the atoms collide and explode. My career took a huge shift about 12 years ago when I met the most amazing man on the planet. We stood next to each other. I knew the concept of pitching. He had his pitch down over and over again. I'm sure you recognize him, but it would be Jack LaLanne. Okay? We sold over $1 billion of juicers together in 8 years on television. His pitch, when he nailed it, was simply, if man made it, don't eat it. It's a great pitch, and I'm the king of that. His other pitch was always funny. He'd look at a, say, hey, are you married or are you happy? Guys. Jack is not here at the moment, but I want you to think about what is your future. What are you going to step into next? Do not let this stop you. Your fear, your confusion about success. What do you need to be successful? What I've discovered the hard way. You need a team. I fought against this for a long time. But I kind of came to understand that reaching out and finding a mentor and asking for help, that was my greatest lesson in life. I couldn't do that for so long. It's still challenging for me, but it opened doors. When I learned that it's not all about me, but how you help other people, that's where it started to change and shift. I'm going to inspire you guys today. Just the act of doing that fills my heart and my soul. Because I have to tell you, to be really honest, not enough money to stand here if I'm going to do this for the money. That isn't why I do this. It's not I'm going to spend an entire day with you and then watch your progress through KPI and show up as often as possible and be there for graduation on February 20th. I do that because it fills me to a level you can't imagine. I love this concept of getting you guys to fulfill your destiny. Do you get that you're probably playing not as big as you could? And I know we're all here because, oh my God, thank you. I'm liking him. He's coming home with me. Not really. Unless you're single. You know, it's funny. I keep talking about this thing about leap and the net will appear. I have an engineer friend of mine says, well, Forbes, that's not technically true because if you leap and there is no net, you're going to fall flat on your face. I said, well, I've actually leapt a lot of times and my face is just fine. It's that little sense of faith. And this. Okay, so we got definitions. I changed the definition of fear, false evidence appearing real. Your definition of success. How about your definition of no? Does no mean stop or go? It means stop. Right. Well, if you don't, the cops are going to give you a ticket, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. So no, right? No usually stops most people. Kind of debilitating a little bit. Well, here's the thing. I'm supposed to be one of the greatest salespeople, right? I used to get a couple of no's and I would go away because basically I'm a little shy. If you tell me no, I was like, okay, no, whatever. Till one day 5 years ago, this little boy walks into my office and he says, Mommy, can I have a piece of chocolate? And I said, it's before dinner, no. He walks away. 5 minutes later he comes back, he's like, Mommy, if I eat my broccoli tonight, can I have a piece of chocolate? And I said, good try, no. 5 minutes later, he wanders back into my office. And he says, Mommy, I'm 5 years old and I really want a piece of chocolate. And I said, yes. You know what happened? He didn't come back. And I sat there for a second and I thought, what just happened? No, you ask somebody to marry you, right? And they say no, you go find somebody else. But if they say yes, you don't keep looking, unless you're, Mormon. No. I've never said that. No. And don't erase that from that. I can't believe I said that out loud. Okay, I watched too much Sister Love. I'm sorry. But the point is, no for him didn't mean what it's meant for me. For him, it was never-ending opportunity. Write that down. That has changed my world. You get a no, you've asked the wrong person the wrong question. Start over, find someone else to ask. Never-ending opportunity, it will change your life. Because as an entrepreneur, you're a no collector. Get no's, and here's the best part of no. When you get a no, you can ask that person, well, wait a second, what would it have taken to get a yes? And they'll give you the answers to move forward. Well, if you'd only done this, excellent, I'm going to go do that. Okay? Collect your no's. All right, I'm going to skip over this. I want to play a little game with you guys real quick because I do have spin gyms to give away. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read some movie pitches. First one to know what the movie is from the pitch. Before I did infomercials, and by the way, that's not my forte. I also used to pitch screenplays. Okay? Screenplays are really hard to pitch because guy walks in the door, he falls in love, and then he's got this thing, and then that happens, and you go on and on and on. You can completely, for 2 hours, tell your movie, right? A lot happens in a movie. But if you have the perfect pitch, you sell the movie like that. All right, first one to tell me the name of this movie will, in fact, win a spin gym. You've got one for me, don't you? It's an entire spin gym, $40 value. How cool is this? A FedEx executive must transform himself physically and emotionally to survive after a crash. What? Survivor. Not Survivor, it's a movie. Castaway, thank you very much. What is your name? Teresa, you get a spin gym. Woo! Okay, I didn't even get through the line. Did you get it? That's a 2-hour movie. You got it from the pitch. Wow. All of a sudden, that perfect pitch becomes much more exciting, doesn't it? U.S. soldiers try to save their comrade who's stationed behind. Huh? Saving Private Ryan. Huh? You know what? I can't see you guys in the back. You guys, Saving Private Ryan, you guys can fight over my spin gym. Thank you very much. Okay, last one. It's not that expensive. If you want to buy one, I'll give you guys a good price. I'm going to look over to this side of the room to be fair. I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Last one. An unemployed single mother becomes a legal assistant. Bingo, right there. I didn't even get through. But spin your wheels for a second. Think about that. I didn't get through the first 7 words of that pitch, and you knew the entire movie? Wow. The power and the magic of the pitch. I'm going to do a magic trick for you, just because I can. I need 6 volunteers. People I don't know. 1, 2, doesn't matter. 3, 2 women, 4, 5, and the woman in the back. Come on up here real quick. I want to illustrate all that I've been talking about. How am I doing so far, by the way? Thank you guys. Come close. Okay, apparently somebody can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, dude, come here for a second. You're wearing a... Come here. You get to be my hero guy.
I sent you a Facebook.
You sent me a Facebook? Don't you love Facebook? 315,000 fans. All right, here's what we're going to do. Really simple. Tell me your name real quick, and since we have this quick opportunity, one little sentence about what you do. So what is your name?
I am Teresa Reggae.
Teresa with an H?
With an H.
With an H. Okay, Teresa, thank you very much. You're going to hold that just so everybody can see your name. Hold
Excellent.
that. Your name.
Christina
You tell them. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm Christina Housing. With the K.
I'm so excited about you guys. Tell them what you do in one sentence.
I sell radio control model sailboats so you can have fun using your thumbs.
Oh, I like the thumb thing. Give her a big round of applause. And how brave of all of you to be willing to share a stage with me. I do embrace that, and you did a great job. Ms. Teresa, hang up. Hold on your name. Go for it.
I'm Christina Hauser. I'm a contemporary portrait and wedding photographer who helps women see the beauty of themselves.
Love that. Your name is?
Jeremy Brown.
Jeremy. Go ahead.
Like this. Thanks, Judy. I own a luxury transportation company from horse-drawn carriage to G5 jet. We'll find it for you.
Oh, I'm liking that. Okay, one of each. Give me Marcus. Go for it.
I'm Marcus Eddy. I carry the message of true health in the water you drink.
Nice.
I'm Gary Teeney. After helping business owners win millions of dollars of government contracts, I now help coaches and consultants win clients by winning government contracts.
Excellent. This is good.
I'm Michael Miller, and I affirm the value of all people.
Nice, Mr. Michael, how nice. All right, so you're gonna hold that for a second. I'm gonna put on my magical, mystical hat here, and I'm going to make a prediction about somebody here who's not wearing underwear.
Commando.
I did not say that out loud. No. But here's what I just did. A little magic trick. Do me a favor. No, hang on. This is my fun part of my show. I'm going to unzip your jacket. I'm going to stick it in here. And I'm not going to touch it at all during the show unless you want me to. Okay. Here's what I'd like you to do. Tell me your name again.
Carlton Meadows.
All right, so Carlton, here's the thing. Very simple. I would like you to go behind, and I want you to just point to 3 people, any 3 people, so we can all see them. 1, and 2, and 3. Would you all three, would you tap them on the shoulder? Because I'd like them all to sit down. Thank you guys for playing. Mr. Marcus, have a seat. Michael, have a seat. Give them a big round of applause. All will become evident in one moment. If you would now, Mr. Carlton, point behind their back so it's nothing personal. Would you point to any 2 people? 1 and 2. Would you also have a seat? Thank you guys. Oh, sorry, right here. Thank you very much. So everyone, give him a big round. Everyone that he pointed to has sat down, correct? Leaving 1 contestant on the stage. Maybe it was the horse-drawn carriage. I made a prediction before we started who would be standing on the stage when Carlton was finished with this. He could have pointed to anybody, correct? He didn't. He pointed to everybody who sat down. Will you kindly unzip your jacket? Something I've wanted to say all day. Reach out, and would you hold up the name that I predicted would be right here, right now? Thank you very much. The magic of the pitch. I'd like you to think about that. If you want to know how I did it, simply sign up for KPI. No. One of the things that you do is you start with the end in mind. Think about this tonight and you'll go, how did she do that? The secret is start with the end in mind. Not a trick. It will change everything that you do. Lastly, I'm going to leave you. I can put this down, yes? Was that cool, by the way? The magic trick actually got us. I'm really glad it worked, otherwise it doesn't make a point. I'm going to leave you with something that is very special and very dear to me personally. I gave a speech not long ago, and in my transition to understand that it's not necessarily about me, but how I can help other people, I was at Usepa Island, 150 women, and I gave a speech. And the speech was very self-centered, and it was about the things that I accomplished, the crazy way that I've moved forward in life, and getting to work with some phenomenal people. I've never been given anything, just story after story of story, but creating things when people said you can't do it. You're not pretty enough, you're not fit enough, your spin gym is stupid. They said all those things, and I kept going because I believed, and I do have a tremendous amount of faith. I have faith in each one of you. I have faith now in asking for help. But there's a little technique about manifesting these things and bringing them into reality, and what does that take? It does take focus. It takes integrity. It takes intention. It takes passion. It takes education. It takes knowledge of how to do it takes all of those. But at the core of it for me is something that I can't buy or sell you. Okay, and this is what I learned. So I gave this speech, and at the end of the speech, my team came up to me and said, wow, you don't ever need to do that speech again. I said, why? He said, well, because it was, all about you. I said, well, some days you just want to get it out there. The next morning, I'm sitting at a raffle, 150 women in the room, and there's this beautiful necklace sitting there, and they're going to raffle it off to one of us, 1 out of 150. The woman next to me starts to go off on how beautiful that is, how it would look with her dress. Her daughter's getting married. She has this neckline, and she starts talking. I'm thinking, it doesn't work that way. You just can't wish it, But she just kept talking. So they reach in the bowl, they pull out a name, and bam, it's her name. She turns to me and says, I Forbes'd it. I became a verb. You know what it means to Forbes something? It means to manifest something that wasn't there before, especially when people tell you can't. Does that excite you guys? Does that make you just smile and go, I'm sitting here, each and every one of you, with this idea burning in me, with this business that's going well, or I want to change, or I don't even know quite what it is yet, but I'm a successful, passionate person who can obviously, you're here. That's what's so exciting. And if I took that little mystical, magical thing and I applied it with proven principles. See, the difference between me bumming into KPI is there's a structure. There is a system. Systems work. And that is why McDonald's is so successful. You don't need a great chef, you need an okay chef and a system in place, right? And it works over and over and over again. KPI is that system. So you mix that little thing about what you Forbesed. You all Forbesed being here. This is where you are in your life. And I'd love you when you meet me or you Facebook me and you say, you know what did you Forbes lately? I just ran into Jennifer who says, you know what, I Forbesed a speaking career. I Forbesed having a baby. In my case, I Forbesed a television studio. I work right here in St. Pete. I drew it on paper, I created it, and next thing you know, there's a 5,000 square foot TV studio that I work out of that I own. I Forbesed it. You mix that with the knowledge of KPI, I can't tell you how you absolutely have to read this book. It's amazing. The principles in it, and the understanding, at least from my perspective, I'm the beginning of your day. I'm the beginning of your KPI journey as well. You'll spend a day with me. To master the art of this pitch, it will serve you every day in every way. Every time you meet someone, every time you pick up the phone, every time you introduce yourself, it will change how your Facebook page looks. It will change how your website looks. You will have a sense of ease, and it feels like you're flying when you've got the right pitch. Like, I can talk to anyone and tell you, here's what I do. I went out on television, I had 13 minutes to pitch a skincare line, and it was easy. So what is the phrase again that you needed to write down? You get what you pitch for, and you're always pitching. You pitch it into existence. You manifest it. You tell the universe, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm up to. You use the correct words with the correct intention and just watch what happens. To manifest something you really want, especially when you have no idea how to make it happen. To Forbes it. So if you go on Facebook.com and go Forbes Riley fan page and join the 315,000 people that are there, tell me what you Forbes. When you do that, you have a link to the entire world. I love that you'll post on it, share your experience, reach out and help others. Be the magician in your own life. You just saw a really interesting magic trick. Wow. Begin with the end in mind. What is it that you really want to achieve? We did our movie pitches. Kind of funny when you think about that, huh? And of course, this is one of the secrets. The secret of a great pitch is getting to work with others. I feel incredibly blessed to be in the company of the speakers that you're going to hear. Mr. Kevin Harrington's been one of my friends, mentors, and inspirations, and I'm going to make him blush back there, for the last 20 years. You leap and the net will appear. So I'm going to leave you with one final thing. That whole leap thing, I did this with my dad. My dad turned to me when he was dying. I'm in the hospital. I've never told this story out loud before, and I promised myself I would. I would just try it out with you guys, and if I cry, oh well. And he said, you know, I've been really proud of you. You tend to do this. You tend to jump out there, put your heart out, and see what happens. It's something I've never done. You know, the little magic that I did, but I'm an engineer, and I've never really tried that. And it's been amazing to, it's been amazing to watch you do that. I said, Dad, he said, I want to share something with you. He said, you probably don't know this, but you once showed me your annual statement. You're about 20 years old for taxes, and I made more money than him, and I was so proud of myself. And he said, that really hurt. He said, I've worked so hard to do this for you, and you just flew, and you're doing better than me. I love you, and I'm proud of you, but I wish I could have maybe jumped. And so we're walking around the hospital, and there was all these cords there. Like they were doing construction on part of it. And he said to me, you know what you would do? And I said, what? He said, you just jump over that, wouldn't you? Of course, that's what you do. You run, you jump, you dance, you get on stage. He says, I don't think I ever jumped in my whole life. And he stood there and he says, I'm going to do it. And he did. And he jumped over it. And as he did, his ankle fell down and he ended up on the floor. Didn't quite work out the way he thought it would. But it left such a story with me. Would you all stand up for a second, put your pads down, and just do something for me? Like I said, I've never done this with a crowd of people. I'm going to count down from 3, 2, 1, and you're just going to say jump. Okay? It's really simple. Before you say that, though, have in your head what you'd like to jump forward to, what you'd like to leap into. Business, personal, spiritual. Just pick one thing. But if you could jump into that and Forbes it and manifest it, what would it be? Now, KPI is not about yelling and screaming and big applause. But if you could, in fact, say the word jump so loud that people downstairs go, what happened? I would really love that. Okay? I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and when I do, we'll say jump. And then actually, let's just jump. Get your thought in your head. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Jump! Thank you very much.
Let's try number 4. There we go. Forbes Riley, please give her another round of applause. Okay, at this point in time, we got a few minutes for some Q&A. If you guys would have any questions for Forbes, you're more than welcome to ask them. We're not going to get to all of them, but what I would encourage you to do is if you do have a question for her, post it inside the Event Live app, and then we can get to your question later. She'll respond with you directly, and if not, I'll make sure I get the answer from her and I'll do it for you. But who has a question? And I'll hand the mic over to you. Right here, front row. There we go.
Oh, sorry. Have you ever thought of making a Forbes doll? When you press a button, it'll give you that statement that you need to motivate you.
Thank you. That's very lovely. I'm actually helping a woman create an inspirational affirmations mirror, a pocket mirror, because I do think you should walk around with those things. Every time you feed something into your brain, I have a huge philosophy about turning off the local news and turning on your favorite motivational speaker, and I love that you would think to do that. Yes.
You look good as a doll.
Thank you. Come on, there's got to be a great question out there. Anything and any, yes.
You said that there were 5 F's?
Yes.
And I only got 1.
Okay. Fear, fun, fit, future, and Forbes it. Well, faith is wrapped in, let me tell you something. I had a whole campaign called the F word, it's not what you think.
Question right here.
I can shout it.
I've got a mic right behind you. Okay. We want to get it into the feed, so we got.
How did you find the Spin Master?
How did I find the Spin Gym?
Spin Gym.
How did I find the Spin Gym? You know, that's a very, and see if I can tell a very quick story of that. I had been looking to find a product that was mine. I've sold a lot of fitness and wellness products, and I was actually in a green room in London. Guy puts this in my hand, something like this, not like a button on a string. And this is when opportunity meets perspiration, my entire life. 1982, I get mugged, and I end up in a dojo fighting Taekwondo. I'm a brown belt in Taekwondo. I know how to fight Aikido and Wing Chun. Funny, at the time I didn't think it was a positive thing, because my other favorite phrase, and please write this one down, you are the sum of the obstacles you overcome. Yeah, so here's the other thing, collect some obstacles. People do die in your life. You do have car crashes. Horrible things happen to you. The difference between you and somebody successful is what you do with that. I've had my foster son murdered, okay? What do you do with that? I'm not going to stand up here and ask.
When she says she had him murdered, she didn't have
Oh,
him.
no, I'm sorry.
Clarify that. There was no admission
Did I say
there.
that? I'm so sorry. No. Wow, okay, that came out wrong. That would be my husband. No, I'm just kidding. But I've had terrible things happen. How you turn it around. So that was one. I'm also a licensed massage therapist. Funny thing, I break my knee. I study that. He puts this in my hand. Like, it's a little office toy that we use to de-stress ourselves. I'm like, no, this is the most amazing fitness product I've ever seen. You punch with this thing. This is up to 20 pounds of resistance. You do your triceps, your biceps, your abs, and your core. He's like, here. And then I brought it home, and then no one wanted it. Because that pitch that I knew so well, I had to actually disseminate and get to people. And tell you what, 5 years later, this has been a really long road to get to that point. But thank you for that question.
All right, we got time for one last question.
I have a question, and I think in some ways you've answered it, but I still would appreciate a real direct description. When you're painting the picture of what your dream is, and you're being authentic and possessing integrity, how do you reconcile that difference for people that are following you?
You know, that's very interesting. Never out of integrity. It's not out of integrity to tell somebody your dream. And you have to be very careful. When you paint a picture for someone, doesn't have to be real. That's how you do a business plan. You put it out there. My plans are real. If you watch that piece on E! Entertainment, I have a drawing of a TV studio there. And you're right, for a moment there I was like, ooh, do I talk about that? It was completely formulated, and a year later I have that. Was I ever out of integrity? That was my intention, to build it exactly the way we drew it and to make it come true. I'm also a magician, so I'm technically good at lying to people, because I knew how that trick was going to end when it started, and the girl doesn't get cut in half, even though we say we do. So integrity in my world is a funny line.
All right, cool. Forbes Riley, please give her a hand. Thank you, honey.